Imagine going to bed with $10,000 in your savings account, feeling secure only to wake up knowing that your money is quietly losing value while you sleep. This isn't due to fees, theft, or bad luck, it's inflation. In December 2025, prices for groceries, rent, gas, and everyday necessities are rising around 3% per year, while the average savings account pays just 0.40% interest. That means your money is effectively shrinking in buying power by 2.6% annually. Left untouched for 5 years, your $10,000 could lose significant purchasing power. The silent drain of inflation is real, and if you don't act, it can quietly sabotage your financial future. The good news? There are practical steps you can take today to fight back. What is inflation, and why should you care? Inflation is a stealthy thief that raises prices over time, making your money less valuable even if it's safely sitting in the bank. Think of it as a hidden tax on your wallet. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, which the government tracks, shows that in September 2025, inflation hit 3.0%, up from 2.9% the previous month. That means $100 today buys what $97 did last year. The impact is immediate. Groceries are up 3.1%, housing costs rose 3.6%, and energy bills jumped 2.8%. If your income doesn't rise at the same pace, you're effectively losing money every day. But inflation doesn't just affect spending, it quietly eats into your savings too, turning your safe bank account into a slow money leak that compounds over time. How inflation steals from your savings. Most traditional savings accounts feel like a fortress, but in reality, they offer minimal protection against inflation. The national average APY is just 0.40% as of November 2025, meaning your cash grows far more slowly than prices rise. High-yield savings accounts are better, topping out at around 5%. But if you haven't moved your money yet, you're earning crumbs while inflation eats away at your purchasing power. For example, $10,000 in an average savings account earns $40 in interest over a year but loses $300 to inflation, leaving you with a net loss of $260 in real value. Over a decade, that same $10,000 could shrink to about $7,400 in buying power. It's a silent, invisible loss, happening while your money sits safely in the bank. The hidden danger. Low bank rates are great for banks, but devastating for savers. Large banks like Chase or Bank of America often pay as little as 0.01%, meaning your money is practically stagnant. Inflation continues to creep above 2.9%, so your savings lose value even when you think you're being responsible. Retirees with fixed incomes feel this most acutely, but young savers aren't safe either. Emergency funds, vacation money, or any cash parked in low-interest accounts slowly erode over time. It may seem small day to day, but in 5 years the losses add up, and without action, your financial security could be quietly undermined. 1. Switch to a high-yield savings account. Now, the quickest way to fight back is to move your money into a high-yield savings account, HYSA. Online banks now pay 4 to 5% APY, safely beating average inflation and leaving traditional 0.40% accounts far behind. HYSAs are FDIC insured up to $250,000, making them just as safe as your current bank, but far more profitable. Options for December 2025 include Varo Bank, 5.00% APY up to $5,000, Open Bank, 4.20% APY, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, 3.65% APY, and SoFi Savings, up to 4.30% APY. Switching is fast and simple. A 10-minute online transfer can redirect your funds via ACH for free. Moving $10,000 to a 4.5% HYSA earns $450 annually compared to just $40 in a standard account. That's $410 more in your pocket without extra effort. Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses here for emergencies, keeping your money both safe and liquid. 2. Build an emergency buffer, then invest the rest. While keeping an emergency fund in a HYSA is smart, money you won't need immediately should work harder, meaning invested. Stocks historically outpace inflation over time, providing long-term growth that cash cannot match. The S&P 500 has averaged roughly 10% annual return since 1928, around 7% after adjusting for inflation. Compare that to $10,000 in a low-interest savings account, which grows to only $10,404 after 1 year. The same $10,000 in a total market ETF could grow to $11,000, and over 20 years it could become $38,000 in real terms. Investing benefits from compounding, diversification, and higher returns, helping you beat inflation. Even with market dips, history shows that holding investments for 5+ years usually leads to recovery and gains. Starting small with a Roth IRA or brokerage account at Vanguard or Fidelity allows you to gradually build wealth while keeping costs low. 3. Add inflation shields like TIPS and CDs. Imagine your money sitting safely in a bank account but quietly losing value every year because of inflation. That $10,000 you think is secure could feel like $9,000 in just a few years. If you're planning for expenses in the next 1 to 5 years, exposing your cash to stock market swings feels risky. You need safety and growth. That's where smarter, medium-term strategies come in. Treasury inflation protected securities, or TIPS, are like a shield against rising prices. These government-backed bonds automatically adjust with the Consumer Price Index, CPI. If inflation jumps 3%, your investment grows 3% too. While the extra yield is modest, typically 1 to 2% above inflation, you get the priceless certainty that your money keeps pace with the cost of living. No market crashes, no sleepless nights. Certificates of deposit, CDs, offer another safe path. With 1-year rates around 4 to 5%, they beat most traditional savings accounts by far. And with a strategy called laddering, you split your cash across multiple terms, 3-month, 6-month, and 12-month CDs. This approach gives you steady returns, plus flexibility to access funds as needed, without locking all your money into one period. By using TIPS and laddered CDs, you protect your savings from inflation while avoiding stock volatility. It's about keeping your money safe, predictable, and growing steadily. 4. Budget smart and boost income. Protecting your money isn't only about choosing the right accounts, it's also about how you manage what you have. Tracking spending with apps like Mint helps uncover small leaks like $100 a month on daily coffee. That's $1,200 a year you could redirect toward investments. Negotiating bills for cable, insurance, and phone services can save another 10% without changing lifestyle. Adding a side hustle can contribute an extra $500 a month, funneling directly into a HISA or investment account. Paying down high-interest credit card debt first is critical. At rates above 20%, it eats more than inflation ever could. Automating 20% of your income towards savings and investments ensures consistent progress without relying on willpower alone. Small changes compound over time, making a massive difference in building wealth. In the end, act today, win tomorrow. Inflation is quietly stealing your future, but it doesn't have to. Move cash to a HISA, build a solid emergency fund, invest the rest for long-term growth, and consider TIPS or CDs for medium-term safety. In 2025, with inflation above 2.9% and Fed rate cuts slowing interest rates, now is the prime moment to lock in higher yields and protect your money. Even moving just $1,000 to a high-yield account could earn you $45 instead of $4 this year. Every dollar you actively manage now is a step toward a financially stronger tomorrow. Remember, money that sleeps loses value, but money that works grows. Wake your cash up today and watch it fight inflation instead of falling victim to it. Like this content? Subscribe for more fresh, interesting financial videos and share your ideas or suggestions in the comments. Thank you.